name's Jacob.
And my name is Oliver.
And this is the Storyverse Podcast, episode 1. We're a new channel here on YouTube. We hope you join us for the ride. We're going to be talking about a lot of things.
A lot of things.
If you want to take some of it away at least, so I'm not doing the whole talking spiel for a little bit.
Alright, so the concept of our thing is we are going to be covering movies, shows, manga, books, basically anything we have a big interest in. And we're just going to talk about it and hopefully not yell at each other too much.
I make no promises that this will not be happening.
We get very heated sometimes.
Of course you do. You have terrible takes.
It's debatable.
Okay. Well, first we're going to have a little outline for you. We're going to start with a little bit of an opening, especially because you should probably get to know us a little bit if you want to stick around. And then we're going to get into some of the announcements that we've been seeing on social media, like new things coming out, new takes, ratings have been coming and dropping on a lot of things, new movies, of course. And then we're going to get into some of the things we've recently been watching. I've been putting him on some TV shows that he has to catch up on because he has no context for his life.
I'm very behind on a lot of things.
Yeah. So we'll be getting to that, and then hopefully that will take enough time, and you will hopefully get to know us a little bit. We'll also give you probably a little bit of our favorite movies that we've been thinking about, at least of this year, hopefully. At least he has.
I've got a couple.
I want to hear your cold open. So, how has your week been?
My week's been pretty good. Class have been great. Life's been great. Setting up this stuff was certainly interesting.
It was like an advanced Lego kit. That was pretty fun.
It's past advanced. This was like the nuclear chemistry of a Lego kit. I don't know how to build stuff.
Yeah, I think we could tell how bad this turned out so far. But we'll be updating it. It's not going to look like this the whole time.
Hopefully. Well, we'll get some things together. It'll look better. It'll sound better.
We'll be getting some more back arts.
Oh, yeah.
We got a con coming up soon, so we'll be getting all sorts of media, hopefully, in the background. Currently, if you can't fully see it, I got my boy Rengoku here as a line art, which I'm very proud of, and he will always be with me.
Looks very nice.
Yeah.
Must say so myself.
Yeah. A little biased here, but it's fine.
Just a little bit.
So I guess is that all you got?
That is, I did not do much.
Okay, well, he's not good at prepping here, and you're going to see how well I am, which is also probably not good. Personally, this week has been pretty good. I've been kicking your butt into watching shows recently, which has been really nice. Setting this up, a lot of fun. Definitely didn't read the manual, because I am stupid sometimes, which is fine. But we get to that on all sorts of things. We've been doing pretty good. Classes have been going well. So if you haven't been able to tell recently, we are both college students. So currently we are roommates sharing our tiny little room. And hopefully this is working out a little bit and you're not hearing too much audio, but it's pretty good so far. I haven't had any complaints with him being in here. He's cleaner than my last year roommates, which is definitely upgrades, people.
Yeah.
I've definitely been reading more. Definitely been getting out of my slump with reading. Definitely audiobooks coming in clutch. Beginning at the End just came out with its 10th one, so I'm really excited. I've been listening to that a lot. The hype for Brandon Sanderson has been massive on my social media platforms. So I'm also been listening to The Way of Kings and also Tessa's Emerald Sea. And I think that's all I got covered. How are you feeling about the podcast, though, so far? Like, the ideas. I kind of just threw this on him.
Yeah.
It was like 6 a.m., I feel like one day, and he's like, "Oh, we should make a podcast would be cool." And I was like, "Bet, man, let's go right now."
And we're here now. A lot. What has it been, like 2 weeks, just of trying to get everything figured out?
You kind of, I'd say 2 weeks.
2 weeks in general, and then me personally, like the last 3 days, struggling to try and figure out my own takes on everything. Because I am behind on a lot. He's been making me watch a lot of Frieren, so I've been catching up on that.
Because it's art.
It is good. We're just over halfway through. Is there only one season?
There is only one season, but the second season has been announced that it is in the works, so I'm pretty hyped.
Okay, we're like 7. We just finished like the 17th episode, I think, or 18th. Something like that. Whatever. Past the point. It's really good so far. I like it. And I'm hyped because he says it just keeps getting better from there.
It does. Okay, so I'm trying not to say any spoilers here because we're not going to get into that, and I don't want to do that to him either. But we are going to be entering the Magical Exam arc, which is the final arc of the story, and it is just stellar. And the music keeps getting better anyways. And the characters, awesome. Okay, but we're not going to talk about future stuff because we have to talk about current stuff at least a little bit.
Current stuff coming up.
Current announcements, I think, is our next thing I think we should start covering. Because he has not seen so many freaking movies.
I have not. There's a lot of like sequel movies coming out in the next like month and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of shows have future seasons, not a lot of new stuff. And for a lot of those, I do have to catch up on them. I haven't seen any of the Sonic movies. Shut up. I've seen the first Venom movie, not the second, but those both have a new movie coming out. What else has a new movie? Joker 2, which
2.
I've seen. I actually have seen the first one.
Something.
I'm excited to see the second one. It looks pretty good. What else has? Transformers. I have not seen any Transformer movies. When I was younger, I watched a lot of the Transformer animated shows, and my dad had a bunch of Transformers, and we would go to our grandparents' house. They had a lot of his old physical Transformers, and those were always fun to play with. But movie-wise, I have not seen any of them. And personally, I know it's not a hot take because I feel like a lot of people agree with this. I don't like the way their faces look. The action looks like it's going to be great, but I just can't with the faces.
The reviews for this movie have been phenomenal. We have plenty of people who have already covered this movie. We haven't seen it yet. We will definitely be getting to it for next week's video. Probably.
I'm just talking the trailer. That's all I've seen.
We've just went through. He hasn't seen a lot of trailers, so we went through all of them. We also went and watched the trailer for The Wild Robot, which he said looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited for that.
I'm a huge fan of How to Train Your Dragon. You will soon find out. And that means when I saw that it was made by the same studios that brought How to Train Your Dragon, I was like, I'm locked in. I'm in for this movie. I'm here right now. But we have a couple things that are also Wind and Truth dropping soon. December 6th by Brandon Sanderson. Final book of the Cosmere trilogy. He hates it, but it's fine.
Whoa. I personally could not get past page 4.
What do you mean? No. The first part of it is just 7 pages of world setting. It's not the story. You didn't even get the first stage.
I couldn't make it to the story.
Yeah,
it was that slow.
It was not that slow. It was. No, it wasn't. It was a little confusing. I won't lie. But it was still phenomenal. World building great. Characters great. You didn't even need to know them before you already saw the stakes. It did feel like it was like a Dune level book where you need to have a dictionary in the back for some of these words he was throwing in there. That weren't real words because I was opening my phone and searching up Frost Beast, and I was like, yeah, that's totally something that I don't know, and he didn't tell me what it was. But regardless, it is great. I'm like a good quarter into the book so far. I'm really enjoying it. Audiobook helps, of course. Everyone read audiobooks. It's the best thing you can do. Yeah, I think I'd go with that. It's a good take. He has a bad take. And we'll live with it for now. This isn't crazy.
I will attempt to get into it and actually read it because I did borrow it from my friend and still have not returned it a year later. I have it at home.
Not the fact that I also have a copy right here that I will probably use to smack him with if he says terrible opinions. So you'll have to have patience with both of us.
Yeah, I will try to read that, and that's just more stuff that I have to catch up with.
Yeah. We're getting to that. So yeah, I did say that we saw the trailers already. So What were your thoughts on some of them? I know he was taking notes when I was showing them, which is a little weird because I was like, you can't just remember.
No, my memory is terrible. And the best part is, my notes are on my phone.
Are you kidding me?
And they're recording over there.
With the phone right now, and he's like, I took me.
Whatever. I remember some of it. Let's go over the first one that we saw, which was.
I think the first one I showed you was Venom.
Okay, Venom. Again, have not seen the second one, but I really did enjoy the first one. It was a great movie. It was really fun. This one also looks just like a lot of fun, semi-high stakes, because aliens invasions, but also I feel like it's just a bunch of fighting. It's just going to be a lot of slimy, gross fighting.
Slimy, gross. What are you talking about? That's literally the whole mojo.
Exactly. It's fun.
It's just fun. Yeah, it's a fun writing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a little weird because in the trailer, I saw that they introduced Null in the newest trailer, which he doesn't know much about, but I have seen a lot on the god of the symbiotes, basically. So I was like, why are they putting this in the third movie trailer that's supposed to be the end of a trilogy if they're not trying to set up a Sony universe big level threat?
I don't think they need a Sony level universe threat.
Well, no, I think they do because they have a Morbius. At the end of Morbius, they introduced the Vulture, which I don't know if he went back to the Marvel universe. I think he did, but who knows?
I think there's a show coming. No, wait, no, that's the Craven.
Yeah, the Craven movie's coming out.
That's
Sony
okay.
universe. Rhino was in that trailer, so
Okay.
we know that Rhino is in this universe. So that's already like an original Avengers level team, all in the same spot.
That's true.
And their big bad is the guy who's bigger and better than Thanos. So I think that's not too bad. Even though their writing isn't great, I'm not a Morbius hater. That's one of my hot takes. I think it was actually a lot of fun. But you can share me in the comments if you want for that take.
No, I also haven't seen Morbius. I just heard everyone complaining and making jokes about it made a more $1 billion and just how it was just the goofiest like bad movie.
No, Jared Leto was hilarious. It was so funny. It was so good.
I never went out to see it.
Oh, so it has I can't remember, but it has one of the Targaryens from House of the Dragon as the main villain of the movie, and he starts dancing. Oh, it's great. Yeah, I know. We'll make you watch it. You'll get back on us.
Dance break in the middle of a movie?
Yeah, it's a little dance break and a little shake of the hands. It's really fun. Okay, you'll just have to
I guess I have to watch that eventually.
Yeah, even for the shits. Okay. Okay, so that was the Venom 3 trailer.
Yep.
We also the second one we made you watch was the Sonic 3 with Shadow.
Sonic 3. I already mentioned that I have not seen the first two. But this one looks like a lot of fun. Again, silly, goofy movie. It seems like it's for all ages. I can see little kids. I can see like my sister and the people that she babysits watching this movie as like a home movie, and I can just see like people our age just watching this for shits and giggles.
How old's your sister again for the context of this babysitting people?
Okay. So my sister turned 14, so she is babysitting like young kids, like 3-4 years old.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because Sonic 3 is dropping December 20th, so you do have plenty of time to watch
this. I do have plenty of time. I will probably be watching this with my family.
A little upset that he's leaving me for that, but it's fine. He's leaving me for all these movies. It's fine.
It comes out during college break. I will be nowhere near him. He's just salty.
I know. I'm like 4 hours away. But that's fine. We'll be seeing it anyways and catching up on that. What else? I thought it looked really good. I'm really excited. I'm upset that Shadow, it sounds like a 50-year-old man.
Oh yeah, because
he's supposed to be a 16-ish-year-old, I think, in the games. Like,
yeah,
I remember that very clearly in my childhood.
He goes from edgy teenager to who's voicing him? Is it John Wick?
Yeah, it's the actor for John Wick.
Okay, it sounded pretty good in the trailer, but just thinking, Sonic's rival right now is John Wick.
He sounds like he's going through his third life crisis. What are you talking about?
It's great. I love it. I think people will enjoy it. It looks great.
I do like, in fact, however, they did show an Akira slide in it, which is like the motorcycle slide he does at the end of the trailer. End of the trailer.
The motorcycle was sick.
You see it all the time in film, but I really like that they keep calling back to Akira. Like, poor him. He's just like the ripoff, and no one even can remember he's the original. But it's fine. We'll leave it at that. Personally, I love the Akira moments. I haven't fully seen Akira. I couldn't make it through a whole sitting, but that's besides the point.
I don't even know what it is.
Okay, see, that's a bigger problem. That he doesn't know what Akira is, and it's fundamental to all sorts of things.
As you can see, my knowledge of a lot of things is very low, and I feel like he's using this podcast as an excuse to get me to watch and consume so much media that my brain gets bigger.
Okay, don't tell him that's kind of the point that I made this podcast. So that
I knew
can
it.
Make him show stuff. It's fine. We have to play a game later, and I will punish him if he loses anyways. And not in a weird way, in a way of making him watch film.
He means that absolutely sexual in the biggest context ever.
Excuse you. I don't swing that way, man. Keep it down. Maybe if we turn on these voice modifiers. I'm
not really touching this.
But, no, I'm kidding. Okay, what was else we had? We had the Joker 2 trailer coming out. The one that's going to have...
the trailer for that.
We didn't watch the trailer for it, but you better have known about it.
Yeah, I knew it was coming out.
Lady Gaga in it. Joaquin Phoenix is still reprising his role as the Joker, which I'm here for.
I'm excited for that. He did a great job in the first one.
I heard it's going to be a musical, though. So, like, I'm kind of on the skeptical side of that. I'm like, okay, yeah, it fits the story, but I'm like, I don't want to sit through, like, a 2-hour-plus movie on a musical.
How many musicals have you actually seen?
I have seen so many musicals.
And why do you have beef with musicals?
I have beef with serious movies turning into musicals.
Okay, yeah, the first Joker was very, very serious.
Yeah, it can, like, take you out of the movie. Sometimes it can be really helpful. So Tick, Tick, Boom, which was a musical with Andrew Garfield, was phenomenal. And they kept the emotional stakes in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like these ones are going to be like, they're going to pan to the crowd as they're singing. And the crowd's just going to have no idea why they're singing at all. Yeah. And it's going to be like, go silent for that. Just to be like, yeah, these two characters are really just crazy people right now. And I think that could be interesting for their take on it. But I am interested how they're going to introduce her. I'm assuming they're going with like the general storyline for Harley Quinn of like she was his psychiatrist, because at the end of the movie, I think he was going to be going to jail at the end of the movie. But yeah, something along those lines would be my guess. Yeah, I think that's all I really have to say for that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the trailer again, but
that's fine. We'll work on that later.
I hope they keep the stakes. I hope they keep it like emotionally
What
up
do you
there.
mean
Not stakes, like the emotional level.
Okay, because I was like, the first movie, like, there has kind of some stakes, but not a lot of stakes.
No. I meant just emotional level. Like it was a movie that was taking itself seriously.
It was kind of
and also, I mean, it's the Joker. He has to be a little crazy.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say a little serious, and I was like,
no, like
not really.
It's trying to be serious, but also not too serious at the same time, because it's a movie about the Joker. He's crazy.
Yeah, no, I get that at least. Let's see what else. Okay, this is something I'm really excited for. Arcane Season 2.
Oh yeah, I'm also excited for that.
That trailer got me hyped.
It looks good.
Paint the Town Blue. Great song choice. I don't know who sang it, but I will be searching for her name.
It was really good.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that. Emo Vi kind of threw me off. I don't know why she's in an arena. Kind of curious to find out, but I don't know if they're going to be able to wrap up this whole story in like 8 episodes, which I think what they planned out it was going to be.
Well, how many episodes was the first season?
I think the first season was also like 8-ish episodes.
Well, they got through a lot in the first season.
True, they do have the 45-minute time period, so it does make it a little easier. But it is kind of weird that they're going that far.
Well, it's 12 hours.
Yeah, but there was like so much that they were showing.
And there was so much going on in the first one. I think they can do it. I think they can do it.
I don't know. I also feel like I'm like kind of nervous. So for like those who haven't seen the first season, what's wrong with you? Go watch it.
Spoilers from now on, I guess.
For a couple seconds, I feel like at least my theory is they're gonna kill Jinx at the end of this. And I know she's in the game, so it's supposed to be their origin story or something.
You can't really kill them if they're in the game.
No, I know, but I feel like a good way to go on with this would be kind of just to kill her and let her death lead to everyone else.
Like a martyr thing?
Yeah, I think they're planning for her at least to be a little bit of a mark. And I think that's kind of what they did with Silco a bit.
Yeah.
But like in the trailer, Jinx kind of said, I was the one who killed him. So I was like, okay, so maybe he's not going to be phrased that way if she killed him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am excited because they did show the werewolf, which I think is Warwick from the games I've heard, and totally gonna be Vander, I'm assuming. I am sad though. I kind of wish we had Chase back. I might hate him, but Chase was kind of interesting.
All the characters were, well, not all. Most of the characters that were the main set were really well fleshed out. I like.
Yeah. I think they're going to introduce a lot more characters in this next season, and they're going to be better. But as long as they give my boy Echo some screen time,
he better get screen time.
He was on his board still, and he ended on a really good spot. So I think we're going to have a lot of good moments with him.
Better.
Oh no, I saw the trailer. It kind of looked like he was going to do like the time stopping thing that he does in the games.
Yeah.
So I have never played League of Legends, but I definitely know about it and have watched videos of it. So there's my experience.
I attempted to play one time.
Really?
On my friend's computer. The amount of slurs I got called in voice chat is crazy.
Okay, yeah, but we kind of do that to you all the time when we play Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that, like, seriously. How do yours call? They become something with your friends.
Yeah.
So, this is another one. Soon to release Don episodes 1 through 3 in select theaters. I think it said that it's going to be the 17th of September. So I think that's
it's just going to be the first 3 episodes. The first 3 episodes, as if it's a movie.
Yeah, like how the Demon Slayer thing has been going for the last 2 kind of movies-ish they've been doing. So the first 3 will be coming up there. I think it's also supposed to be streaming on Crunchyroll, but I'm not too aware.
Okay, well, I guess I have to re-premium my Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm not doing that.
We're gonna blast it on that TV.
Oh, we better. I got a TV in the back because I will not be dealing with another year of just looking at my screen monitor for it. It kind of sucks. So yeah. Let's see. We also have been doing. What is it? We've been gaming a lot recently. I'd say. I've definitely been playing a lot of Black Myth Wukong, getting my ass handed to me, but it's still fun. I love the combat system. I definitely think it's got a good chance for Game of the Year.
Yep.
I think a lot of the other games that are competing aren't just going to hold up to it. I think, like, the Space Marine game just came out. Yep. That's been looking really good, but I think it might more be recency bias for people of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to win, but, like, Helldivers 2, massive in the beginning, but it's totally died off.
It fell off because of all this stuff with Sony and their restrictions on
and their
who
updates.
can play.
Yeah.
My friends were like begging me to download it, and I was about to purchase it when all the Sony shit went down. I was like, well, I'm glad I did not waste $60. Well, I don't know how much it was. Probably
it was like $30.
Yeah, whatever. On a game that immediately would have fallen off right as I purchased it.
True, but it was so much fun. Like, I was playing, and I really enjoyed like the different weapon systems that it had. But and like the third person was nice, and when you zoomed, like you would see through the zoom.
Yeah,
which is kind of just like Fortnite or whatever.
Just most games.
Yeah, but it like looked good, and it was really funny joke on like the idea of like being a military man,
democracy
for them all. Yeah, but also like the fact that when you start the game, there's like these rules for being a soldier, and all of them are just like, don't do anything, don't live. Like it's fine if you die, we don't really care. And the fact that, like, when you die, you change character to just show you don't matter in this world, and you're just another soldier, it's so sick to me.
It's great. I would, like, hop into a voice call, and I was doing homework, and I would just, in the corner, have my friend playing, more than just my friend, like, a friend and, like, 3 of his buddies playing Helldivers, and I would just watch them streaming it through Discord while trying to do my homework. I got so distracted because they went from regular ass dudes to as if it were life and death stakes. They were like, leave me behind, I'll defend you, as they're like running away into a mass of just bugs. They did it like it was real stakes. It was great.
Because the game is real stakes. It's for real democracy for Super Earth.
Okay? Well, yeah, I like that it also had that live. Everybody's working together to like conquer the planets and keep them democratic.
So don't do this. It was pure democracy as a soldier.
Whatever. It looked like a great game. I'm so sad that it fell off, or else it would definitely be a massive contender for game.
I think it still is a contender because it's so popular. But like, it might not be talked about as much, but it's definitely popular.
It's definitely up there. I think Black Myth Wukong will definitely outbeat.
It better. It was so much fun. I still can't beat the tiger boss in chapter 2.
I'm watching him rage every time.
I'm definitely raging because it's shit. I can't beat him. It's not fair, but it's fine. I just gotta. Well, you're always saying get good, so well, okay. I just gotta do that.
I wake up and all I hear is just like clickety clickety clickety, and I'm like opening my eyes and I'm seeing him fight the boss.
Okay, mind you, he wakes up at freaking 11:30 in the day, so like. That's mid-time, especially when I'm competing for the service here.
Okay, on Saturdays the service is shit, and that understands why you get up like that. But it's really funny because I was like, I go to bed really late, and then I wake up, and it's just clickety-click. I look over, you're playing it, you die, you get a little annoyed. By the time I roll out of bed after, spending an hour aimlessly scrolling on my phone, and he's still fighting the boss, and then, like, I force him to take a break by being like, hey, let's play Fortnite, let's do homework. Let's do something else.
No, you're sitting on the floor. What are you talking about? Let's do this. You don't get me out by doing that. I get sick of dying so much. I think I'm at like 57 deaths to this guy.
This is why he does not play Elden Ring.
Okay, no, Elden Ring is just... okay, hot take. Elden Ring is a shitty game.
Elden Ring is not a shitty game.
It is a shitty game.
Great.
No,
I love it.
I don't care if you hate me for it. It's not good. The fact that it's so challenging, you have to play 100+ times against each boss... some bosses.
Okay, aren't you doing that with the tiger boss right now?
Okay, I am to a sense, but there is a story at least to it, in which Elden Ring you have to hunt for a story. There's no way to follow along on half of it, and it's so open world. Okay, the reason I don't like Elden Ring so much is I don't like slow combat. I don't like having to memorize your opponents to be able to defeat them after like hundreds of times.
This is why he hasn't beaten the tiger boss, is he refused to even think about going, oh, if he does this scream attack, I should dodge out this way so I can get a hit in. He goes, oh shit, scream! And spams dodge.
Okay, I kind of do spam dodge. But there is no blocking. So there's no counters. Elden Ring has counters, so...
If you're really good, I'm not.
Really
I roll, I slash.
Okay, you also suck at your games too, so I kind of get it.
I've just been playing with the Bloodhound's Fang since I had the ability to get it. So... Actually, I fought Margit, the first mainline boss in the way I was going, with Bloodhound's Fang, and I just, I just beat, Renala,
I don't
the
know. I
witch,
don't play these games.
the sorceress lady. I beat all of these bosses, so many mini bosses, using this sword, and my brother comes over and goes, You're still using the sword from the beginning of the game that I showed you how to get? And I went, yeah! And he's sitting there like, I'm a New Game Plus 2, dying to every single boss in the DLC. Please let me get you a new weapon. Nope.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
He let me try. He's stuck on Mesmer the Impaler. He let me try it. I purposely switched the weapon he was using to Bloodhound's Fang and almost got as far as him on my first attempt.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, that's kind of funny.
Because after enough time of watching him, well, I saw him fight fight Mesmer a bunch of times. Because, he'd sit there, he'd try it for an hour, rage, and go, Oliver, I need to go downstairs and watch One Piece with you. I can't. I'm getting impaled.
One Piece being your cooldown show is kind of funny since it's literally like, let's overthrow the government and everyone's treated poorly and terribly, but one guy is just delusional and wants to have a lot of fun. It's fun. I guess, for some part, but you're also not that far into it.
No, I'm not.
But where are you at? Like, have you finished Skypiea?
Oh, I'm mid-Marineford.
Oh, you're mid-Marine?
Yeah,
oh,
like I've made it pretty
And
far.
you've held off that long?
What do you mean held off?
Like, you're not... How much... Like, you haven't gone that much further, I feel.
No, because I have to be at home watching it with my brother.
Okay, but it's Marineford. This is, like, the big, like, hypest.
Yeah, we do try to get through it, and we watch, like, 2 episodes a night, but it's a pretty big arc.
2 episodes a night?
Yeah.
We're doing more than that in Frieren right now.
Yeah, but we also don't have work schedules. Like, you don't work until 11 at night at a job and get home and be like, I'm exhausted, I'm covered in random food, I need to take a shower, watch 2 episodes, and pass out.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we had. And we were traveling a lot during the summer. So, lots of reading instead.
Okay. I get that. Either way, Black Myth Wukong Game of the Year. My vote, right here, people. If I got a vote, it's going Black Myth Wukong.
It looks really good.
Besides the fact that my computer can't handle its graphics right now a little bit.
It's the Wi-Fi here.
It's totally the Wi-Fi. Well, I'm just going to use that as an excuse. I'm dying because the Wi-Fi isn't good, so it glitches out. It's not a skill issue. It's a game and Wi-Fi issue. Not me. So...
It needs a tracker of how many times you've died to each boss.
Nope, that's not fair. Nope, I'm not going to... Nope, I delete it so fast.
No, like, you have to go, like, through the settings menu to find it. Like, that kind of thing. Like, at the end of your game, how many times you died to each boss.
No, because I like thinking I died less than I probably actually did, so I'm kind of good on staying away from that.
You're probably in the triple digits at this point.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know too much. I'm trying to adjust this thing. This is like the first time you sound great now.
I love, like, when he finally gets to the part, like, just watching the cutscene, because it'll be, like, in that pen and ink, or not pen and ink, like, that stylus, like...
Well, apparently they changed. Like, each cutscene is very different. And I'm, like, kind of enjoying it. Like, the one after you defeat a big boss that's a bear, it looked kind of sick. I was like, oh, wait, this story's, like, kind of interesting. I also love that it was silent. Yeah. So I'm, like, I kind of enjoy it. Like, just a little ambiance, just seeing the, like, little images go by. I'm like, oh, this is kind of a depressing story that I'm trying to be like, oh, it's pretty color. Yeah. But not too bad. They are definitely, like, movie-esque vibes.
They are very, very movie-esque.
Which I'm like, movies this season also have been hitting this year.
They have been
So, like, movies of the year coming out, I'm very excited for what's going to happen. Because last year, like, Oppenheimer won so much. Valid win, of course. I think it was awesome. Agree. But I am excited to see this year. So, like, for you, what's the best movie of this year? Okay. I swear to God, if you say Deadpool, though.
Well, it is. It is.
Are you kidding? Why?
Because that is one of the few movies I have seen this year.
You haven't seen any other movie this year?
I honestly can't remember any shows or movies I watched this year before June. Like, my brain is in, this is a new year, school semester. Like, my brain is not thinking about spring semester that we went through. My brain is like, that's completely different. And it can't be like, oh, I watched this great movie then. It's going, no, that was last year.
That can't be what, no. If I'm correct, Dune 2, I think, dropped this year, which I guarantee it did, because it would have won massive awards, I feel.
It might have, it definitely dropped in, like, February or, like, March.
Yeah, it was one of the best movies I think I've almost ever seen. It was phenomenal.
It was so good, my grandma was rambling about it. She just kept talking about it, because she read all of the Dune books. She's watched all of the movies, including the older ones, because, I mean, she is an older lady. But she was rambling. She loved that movie. That and like Crazy Rich Asians are her two favorite movies.
Yeah, Dune 2. Dune Part 2 came out March. Oh shit! Wait, I actually just forgot about it. March 1st, 2024. So totally in the running for like
just
movie of the year.
That just feels like it was so long ago.
Yeah, it does. We were also in like my year semester worrying about like all sorts of stuff. Also, I think I saw it in theaters like 3 times. It's so good, and even when it came back, I was still watching it here.
No, that's fair.
Like, and also third one's like in the works.
When is it coming out?
No idea. Like in the works, as in like he's writing the script.
Oh, okay.
For
So
it.
it's still in the script.
Like he said, he's leaving a film festival. The director or the screenwriter or whatever said he's leaving a film festival that he's a part of early just so he can write more.
Oh, I'm excited then.
Yeah, like this is gonna be awesome. He also says he has like a really good plan for handling the 12-year time skip that occurs in the first part of the movie.
Okay.
So I'm like really excited to see what he takes. Also, Timothée Chalamet returning his role.
Obviously,
awesome actor.
He's great.
He is great, but like time year jump, I'm like, But if Avatar Blue people can handle time skips and growing up,
yeah,
I think it can too. I know they're blue people, but still,
we have enough CGI and just like great visual editing tools at this point that I feel like we can very easily age up and age down characters.
Yeah, no, because if we get into like, okay, maybe you didn't see it, but Mandalorian, I don't think you've actually seen that either because he's terrible.
No, I watched a lot. I watched up to wherever Luke showed up. So
so that's the end of season 1. Yeah. Luke,
that's not the end of season 1.
Yes, it is the end of
There's
season.
no way that's the end of season 1.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. I have seen all the seasons, so don't come at me.
Whatever was right before Boba Fett, I watched all the way up to that.
Okay, maybe end of season 1 or end of season 2. It's one of the two. I think it might be end of season 2. Either way, he didn't look bad, but he didn't look good.
It's okay. It's not to the point where they can be the main character, like with Timothée Chalamet running the main character.
But I mean, like aging him up, like makeup, you got to do a pretty dang good job since he kind of looks like he could still be like high school, and I think he's like 24.
Yeah, Timothée Chalamet just looks so much younger than he is.
That's the same thing with like Tom Holland. They're good picks for actors.
Okay, how old is Tom Holland?
I have no idea.
He's like,
let me take a quick look up for you because definitely think that's actually kind of important.
Because like he's still portraying school age people, like high school students, but he's got to be like
because he's going to college. He's 28. Okay, but technically the third movie ended with him like going to college.
Yeah.
So like he's supposed to be like 18, 19, I think.
Yeah, so he's
so
older.
Playing someone 10 years younger than himself, but like it's fine.
Whatever. You gotta pick the young people so that they look young and take this role.
It's hard because we look like children, so what does it make us when he's like trying to play people our age? And be like, well, I don't look that good.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
I would love it if like Tom Holland or Timothée Chalamet was playing me. That would be a great
self-esteem
apparently
boost. For like to be Spider-Man, Tom Holland went to a high school.
Yeah.
And like tried to pretend. And I always think it's so interesting that everyone's just like, no, you're not. Because he couldn't keep a secret like his life, like everything else that he can't keep a secret for.
Biggest leaker.
Okay, but I feel like partially his leaks are planned.
They definitely are.
I'd be like, no way do you like open this box that's like says like Avengers Secret on it on camera and be like, oh, I didn't read the sign. I'd be like, bro, you read your script. You're not illiterate. Yes. I do know you can read.
I think the first couple of times he like accidentally leaked something, they were just like, okay, we're only gonna send you stuff you can leak.
True. Oh, also he did say that he was excited to see the Falcon movie after that joke he made years ago.
You haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming? I haven't seen the Falcon. Oh no, there isn't one. Sorry.
But now there is one, and even though it's been reshot, I think like twice now, Red Hulk's in it, so I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they have Bucky back because I love their dynamic from the like show. I can't remember what the show was called.
The Winter Soldier show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was called Winter Soldier.
No, it was
I got no idea. It's fine. Well, you understand us enough if you're on this podcast. You should know what we're talking about, but it's fine. But that trailer came out, and that one was looking pretty good too. Yeah. So I got high hopes for that. Yeah, still, Deadpool.
Okay, I don't remember a lot of movies.
Yeah, you really don't.
And I also didn't go see a lot of movies this year. I wasn't a big movie guy this year.
Okay, well, either way, we're going to be seeing Beetlejuice soon.
Oh, I am hyped. I am
Beetlejuice. I will not say it a third time, but that is looking real good. And people have been giving like good, like kind of reviews, but like you're going because of the nostalgia factor. Like I remember as a kid watching that movie with like Nightmare Before Christmas.
So many times.
So like I kind of gotta see it because I'm like really here for it. I know he's not gonna show up for like 40 minutes into it like he always does, but like I think that's not that bad.
Like I really love the first movie. I want to go see the Broadway production of it.
Yes.
I want to take a trip and go see Broadway.
I want to go see Alex Brightman. Also because he voices the Hell of a Bus character.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, Has Been Hotel character, not Hell of a Bus.
No, he's popped up in Hell of a Bus. I feel like he has.
No, he hasn't. I swear to God, if he has, I would know. I know that.
Is he not playing Sizzo? Or whatever the guy?
Oh shit, you're right, he does.
Okay.
Okay, that's on me.
He
does play Fizzarolli.
Is I don't think Alex Brightman still playing him on Broadway right now? Because I don't think he is.
I don't know. I haven't seen like updates, but I keep seeing videos of it only because the movie's out. So I don't know if they're from like 3 years ago.
Okay, I love seeing the clips because he will change the
when he takes up the ukulele.
Show About Death Time, that song.
Yeah.
He changes it every time, and it's great.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. I love it. I'm definitely here for the vibes. I want to go see it. I don't know when they're gonna be playing it again. Because like I don't know how I'll get there, but like goals.
Okay, I can probably.
Better.
I feel like we can just get a big trip of people that want to go see it and just go see it.
Well, there's also like a D&D like live show in New York that is basically a theater. Like you get to interact with the audience, where like you get the phone app, and then you get to like pick for certain decisions, and they'll roll a massive D20 on the screen. They have to act it out. It's like a giant improv thing. It's super cool. It's got tons of famous DMs and players and stuff. We'll look into it because like you, I think would enjoy it a lot more than me. For your information, we both are part of a D&D campaign. Yes, total nerd of us, nerd alert, but it's fine.
It's fun.
We're trying to plan together our next session and stuff, which is always hard because everyone has different schedules and we all like work and do school.
We all work. We all do school. I go home a lot. Like I'm going home next weekend
because he's a loser.
I'm
can't tough it out for a weekend.
Okay.
Which means I'm right.
Okay, you are kind of right, but there is there's a big event going on in my town right just that weekend.
No, I know.
And I'm also helping with the setup for the thing.
I know. Okay, he gets a pass this weekend, but last year.
Okay,
his family would come up and be like, "Hey, want to get some ramen or something?" He'd be like, "I'll be out there." Just leaves class and just like, "Oh, they're picking me up right outside." I'd be like, "Bro, you didn't even walk back toward your dorm."
No, I would leave chemistry. It would be on like every other Tuesday because my sister has guitar in here, well, down the road somewhere. Yeah. And so my dad would call. He'd text me in the middle of class and be like, "Hey, I'm bringing your sister to her guitar lesson. You want to go get poke bowls?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure. See ya."
Never invited.
He was invited to breakfast, but he thought my dad was too scary.
His dad was scary. He was like looking. He's like, "I'm gonna kill you, little guy."
He did not have that voice or that look.
I know he didn't sound like a depressed Batman, but he was very much like, Your bed should be like, how you feeling? Your bed be moving.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, bro, I can't do anything about the beds anymore. My bed's already set up.
Yeah, your bed's set up.
And we already like moved everything around the room like 3 times to try and figure it out. Like we're freaking OCD children. So like, it's something.
It's something. It turned out better than it was when we got here.
And you still don't get to see it because we have another roommate and it still don't look great. But
it's out of the way right now.
Back to other things, because we're doing a little life rant. I think we're giving you a little bit too deep dive into our lives. But besides the point, I have been stoked. The Beginning After the End dropped its 11th book, which I won't spoil at all because I know how important, and I'm going to try and make him read it if he loses. But yeah, I really hope so. We don't know. I don't know what game we're playing yet. I told him to figure it out. So
I've tried to figure stuff out. The problem with us is we are both good at very different things. So it's impossible for me to go, "Oh, let's do this," and it's like,
I don't think he's good at almost anything that I couldn't be just as good at you with. If it's something like I've already known about, if it's something completely I don't know, I think I can. Like you know a lot of things that I don't know anything about for games.
Yeah, probably not. I also feel like we should have gotten like card games and played.
I got a deck of cards.
Oh, you got a deck of cards?
Okay, I don't know where they are. We might have to take a break so I can find them. But
that's towards the end.
Yeah, that's towards the end stuff. But either way, I'm going back because you wanted to interrupt me again about it. Beginning After the End, book 11 dropped. I'm psyched. I will make you read it eventually. Right. Personally, he'll read the manga first so I can get him into the future stuff faster. Yes. I don't care if the book is better. I just think he should catch up so he knows the story. But book 11 dropped. And I'm gonna pull this up for you guys because it has been awesome. They released like new stats and whatever for it that it is like number one. And where do I have it? Right here? It is ranked number one in coming of age fantasy for ebooks, number one in teen and young adult coming of age fantasy books, and number one in teen and young adult light novels. That it has barely been out. It is 1,087 pages an ebook, and that is phenomenal to me.
Yeah,
Like that is
crushing
great
it.
stats for coming out so fast.
Yeah.
And like I was there for when he released. Like if you could pull up a photo of it someday, you'll like find me in like the back right corner, maybe like half my face is cut off. When I like drove all the way to New York just so I could meet him. Just for him. I took a 5-hour plus drive.
That's great.
Just to see him. I like paid for the apartment for a night. I was like, bro, I need to see this man.
Dude, I wish I had that motivation on so many things.
It's super random. Like, it was just Anime NYC. I want to go again. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was a little weird seeing a guy in a G-string walking around comfortably, but that's besides the point. It was really cool. Yeah, there was a lot of good people there, though, too. Like, the voice of Ichigo was there, or Gyu from Demon Slayer. I didn't get his autograph that time, but I'm big into getting the autographs of the Demon Slayer cast. So, hyped for that season, too. But I think we can get into our next things, because I've been really excited for this, because I've been telling him, at least the last 2 times we've been watching Frieren, that he can't tell me what his thoughts are too much, which is really hard, because I love seeing people's reactions and talking about it. So every time something weird or something will happen on the like TV show, I'll look straight up at him and be like, what are you laughing? This is funny.
I'm up like my hand can't even reach it. It's above the tips of my fingers.
Yeah, he's a very lofted bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll look up at him all the time because he has to lay in bed to watch it. But that's besides the point. I want to hear your thoughts. Like, give me your ranking, because this is like one of my top 10 favorite animes I've seen.
I really like it. There's also just so many points where it's like, it's got that like weird vibe to it at some point.
What do you mean weird vibe?
Okay, Frieren with her whole
Are you talking about the potion?
The potion.
Okay, no, the potion's so funny.
Okay, it is funny, but the fact that they kept bringing it up every time.
Every time. They brought it up twice. Okay, technically 2 times in one episode, and then when she went to buy it.
And then the see-through clothing spell.
Okay, yeah, that was also... But she's a collector of unique
she's a collector. Okay, I love the show. I'm really enjoying it. Animation's great. The fights are interesting.
The music is like the
music. Oh my god.
It's so good.
It's dreamy. It's like the perfect fantasy music.
It is. It's also like kind of slice of life vibes.
Yeah, it's got a lot of slice of life, especially with the whole dynamic with Starch and Fern.
Yeah, but that's like a romance subplot, which I'm here for. But like, poor Stark, he's just always in the wrong.
He's catching strays left and right.
That man is like, I feel him. I feel like him. I'm like, bro, I totally get it. This world just wants to beat you up. You don't want to fight. You've never fought a big monster. Dragon's gonna kill you. And you're like, I don't want to die, man. I just don't want to die.
I like that they're like actually starting to appreciate him as a person.
Starting? Okay, like, Fern doesn't appreciate him as a living human being for some part, but she does still respect him enough to call him Mr. Stark. Okay, so we do watch it in dub, so it's a little different.
We are watching in dub.
Mainly because he refuses to watch a sub, but he will get used to it for the new seasons that are dropping eventually.
When the new season drops, we're going to cover it in sub, because that way we can get on it when it releases.
Yeah, so you can hear straight advice on the shows, and whether you should watch them at least or not.
That's another thing we're going to do, is we're going to cover a lot of the new animes and movies that are coming out.
Film, TV,
whatever.
Games.
We discuss this, but like when we have our podcast, we're going to discuss the animes that came out that week and whether or not we're going to keep watching them.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can stick to as many as possible. I will try to stick to as many as possible.
I want to stick to as many as possible, but there's definitely some that I'm going to just be like,
There is a lot of second seasons. Like, I can't list them all, but like, there's a couple that are coming out that look like pretty good that I'm excited for. But either way, no more sidetracking. Frieren rating. Like, give me the rating. We're going out of 10 because we won't do decimals.
I'm giving it no decimals is making this really difficult.
No, because then what are you comparing to? An 8?
An 8.
That's
like
it?
Upper 8.
Okay, that's going to be increasing.
It probably will, because we're at the halfway point.
You're over halfway now. I think there's 28 episodes. You're at 18.
We were at the halfway point before we watched it yesterday.
It's okay. He'll be watching more tonight.
Yes.
So,
and I feel like the first couple episodes were great. It set up perfectly, and it had the emotional, like, the journey's over, now where do I go from here? And we started building the characters.
The first episode almost made you cry.
Yes,
Twice.
it was great. That is a 10 out of 10 episode. And then we hit some really not the best episode.
What are you talking about? The introduction of Fern and Heiter passing away was.
I'm not saying those episodes. I'm saying that as we've gone through the show, we've hit some like the episode that has
like the New Priest episode.
No, not the New Priest episodes. The whole episode where they met the other elf.
Oh,
I feel like, oh cool, there's another elf, but like it did not need to be that whole.
But it was like introducing more of like the religion elements to it, which I think was like really interesting because it like put a timestamp on it to be like this took them like 6 months of having to wait in this camp.
Yeah, it just was like there's some episodes that are peak and there's some episodes that I think are just slower or not as needed. I really liked the demon episodes, which in the town.
Oh, the one with the plant demon, or the one in the beginning when it was just Fern and M?
Just
when they were like teaching Fern Zoltrak.
No.
The piercing
spell? No, the demons that were like in the quote-unquote peace negotiations.
Like the bit. Oh yeah,
I loved that episode, and it just grew the characters. It showed why Fern is as good a mage as she is.
Okay, but it got really like challenging. Like they gave us recently in the episodes a timestamp of how old she is, as she's like just turning 18.
Yeah,
I was like, and she was like, oh, this was like 3 years, and Stark was like, oh yeah, I've been with them for like over a year, and I'm like, was she 15?
Yeah, when they left on their...
No, she was 15 when she fought that demon in that castle.
No, it's not been that long.
No, sorry, not 18. She's turning 16.
Oh, she's turning 16.
She's turning 16.
Oh, Stark turned 18.
Stark turned 18, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's fine.
That's fine. It's Fantasy World. Calm down. But either way, 15 years old.
Absolutely.
Dog washing this demon.
One time.
I'm like, poor demon. Honestly, like, kind of feel for him. I know you can't feel demon, but poor you. But also, like, start getting his ass handed to him a bit too. As long as I'm the one standing, I'll be like, bro, stop just activating barbarian skills.
He's just a barbarian at that point. Also, I'm surprised they haven't gone to the, like, they've got the demon superiority with the, if I show more mana, I'm, like, cooler.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised they didn't hit, like, the racism with the, when we die, we turn into magic, so we're closer to the goddess kind of thing.
No, because, well, they haven't really delved a lot into the goddess. Even in the manga, like, I feel like they haven't. I haven't read a lot of it, but I think it's not really touched upon that much. It's more of, like, people aren't around long enough for it to, like, fully, like, get ingrained in that stuff. Also, like, demons aren't prevalent as much anymore in different areas of the kingdom, because it's 28 years after Himmel's death, the guy who killed the Demon King. So it's been, like, 50 plus years, I think.
Yeah. So, I was just waiting for the racism. Every time they pop up, I'm waiting for them to
why
call
are you looking for racism?
Okay, I'm not looking for racism.
He wants there to be racism in this.
No.
Like, excuse you.
No, okay.
I
don't want there to be racism. I'm not racist, I swear.
He swears on what, though?
Whatever. I was waiting for them to be, like, doing that, like, we're when we die, we turn into magic. We're closer to the goddess. When you humans die, you're just sacks of meat. Nothing's changed.
Like, even the monsters, when they kill them,
they turn into magic.
But they don't honor the monsters.
I haven't seen a demon fight a monster.
Okay, yeah, but, like, the people fighting the monsters.
Yeah, the people don't honor. I'm talking about the demons.
Oh,
like, we're superior. You turn into sacks of flesh. Nothing changes when you die.
I think they just think they're superior anyways because they live infinitely long.
Well, yeah, and they dedicate all of their life to that single spell.
I did really like the little flashback we got with Himmel not wanting to kill the little demon girl.
Oh, yeah, that was a good
one. I love that. When they're just like, why did you ask and call out to your mother? That you're, like, don't have any. Yeah. Like, there is no mother for your species. You're abandoned after birth. And they're like, because it makes humans not kill us. And I'm like, one little girl, how long have you been around to know this information? Like, I don't know how you age, but, like, that's kind of...
Yeah, do they ever cover how demons age?
I don't know. Like, I have no idea how they age. I'm feeling they age normally to hit a point. Just, like, real... Well, no, because,
because she aged. You can visually see her age.
Yeah, I think they do age and then they, like, hit a point. But I don't know what differs between, like, being a humanoid demon and being, like, a demon.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some of them look like the exact thing. Like, the creator of Zoltrak can't be younger than Aura.
Who?
Aura, the pink-haired one.
Oh,
that Frieren was just like, kill yourself.
Oh, really hit a Lelouch with that one.
I was just like, oh, yeah. Well, I don't care. Lelouch can be the original, Frieren can be the better.
Okay, that moment, the moment was
power.
better with Frieren because it could only happen once. It was only because of that scale.
True.
Lelouch spams that just over and over.
I don't want to say spam it, but yeah, it definitely has lots of effect towards the end when he just, like, broadcasts it.
When he's, like, doing the whole, like, blow stuff up, in his thing it's, do this and then kill yourself. Kill yourself. And just all that stuff.
Well, like okay, so they did drop a new season of Code Geass, which actually does have Lelouch and Cece in it.
Why?
I don't know. I think they're dead, but, like, they're in it for, like, 5 minutes of the new episode that I saw.
We should have been, like, this is spoiling Code Geass. One of my favorite shows.
Okay, yeah, kind of. But, like, it's not... I think it's kind of obvious for kind of the ending of what it is. Also, everyone has seen the ending of it. Okay, so I'm just going to say it now. Spoilers for the new season. Because in episode, I think it's 1, this new girl that we see goes to, like, the new leaders of Britannia, to one of them, like a very low level, like a lord-ish type of dude. And she's like, save 100 times the amount of Japanese people that you have killed. And he's like, if I would, and she's like, or kill yourself. And I'm like, why does she keep adding, like, or kill yourself to each of them? Why do they always, like, just die? And I'm like, I kind of get it. But then he's just like, if you think that I would ever do that, then I'm like, bro, why did you just go and point a little weapon at your head, a little pew pew? And then he just, like, dies, and I'm like, this was very little build up for this moment. But, like, the song kind of slaps for it, so I'm, like, not upset. And it looks really good. Like, it looks the same.
But, like, I just...
He's seen parts of it, and it's like the parent effect. When your parent walks in and you're watching an anime, it's always the most sketchy part of it. So he'll look over at what I'm watching, and I won't even be watching it because I'll just be playing games. And he'll be like, why is that girl, like, kind of half-dressed in the scene? I'm like, she's wearing full clothes, it's fine. And I'm like, I'm trying not to look at it at all. Like, I'm just playing my game. I'm hearing the audio of the story.
It's so funny. I'm like, I die, and I look over, I'm like, okay, what's Jacob doing? He's sitting there, like, actually gaming, and in the corner, his, like, arm's slightly blocking it, and all you see is just this girl's ass high up in the air. Like, it's clothes. Don't get clothed. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Well, no, it's clothed. Don't get me wrong. But it's in that, like, whoa. Are you watching something appropriate?
It is appropriate, but I'm definitely not watching it for that kind of plot. I'm watching it for the story, and I'm trying to keep up with everything new. So I'm like, every time I finish an anime, I want to just start another anime on top of, like, whatever I'm normally watching. So, like, I watched all of How I Met Your Mother in, like, 2 months, and it's now one of, like, my favorite live-action TV shows.
Yeah.
Legendary. I don't even hate the ending, unlike most people. Also a hot take. But after that, I started watching Undead Unluck.
Oh, yeah.
Because I read that, and I am obsessed with the book. I'm going to be making... Hopefully, I want you to read some of it, at least. Because it's heading towards the end, but the manga just came up with a really interesting thing that I'm not going to talk out, just because I don't want to spoil you at all. And I don't want to spoil them because I feel bad. I care more about them than you, of course, if you can't tell. But yeah, so I finished Undead Unluck, the show, all episodes in, like, 3 days. Because it's just always running. Yeah. I don't have to fully be watching because I already know the story. And then I just started the new Code Geass show. I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I'm hoping that the new season of animes will help keep me up on that.
They should, because they're releasing quite a few ones.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it. Like, we're definitely going to be covering, like, at least my goal is Dawn to Dawn.
Yeah.
Like, I've read that, so I got kind of that spoiler info in me, but, like, I couldn't deal with it the first time I read it. Like, I didn't like it at all. Like, I thought I was like, why is this so corny? Why is it just sex jokes all the time? And then I'm like, this is really good. And then I just keep on watching it. And then after that, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to see the show. And it's the same thing with Sakamoto Days. Like, I also didn't like it.
I've heard good things about Sakamoto.
Like, the Saxon grocery store man. And I'm like, okay, we're going to give it a shot because I think it's going to be a big hit.
I feel like it's going to just be a more action-packed version of Way of the House Husband, which I enjoyed. That was more on the, like, he was mafia, now he's a guy. He's doing it. And this one is like, he was an assassin. Now he's an old man, but he's still an assassin. He's still doing stuff. He's still protecting himself.
I don't know. I never watched it. It just kind of looked weird for, like... Okay, the interesting scene just looked like manga panels with color, and I'm like, it wasn't even good. It was manga panels.
It was good. I watched it with my brother in 2 days. Like, it was a rainy day. We watched most of it. Next day, we're like, I know it's really nice out, and we want to go to the lake.
What? Yeah.
We just gotta finish it.
So no, I totally get that. Ugh, it's so tough. We'll go into more detail of, like, what we want to cover starting next week.
Yeah.
Because I know this season's coming to an end, and then the next season's starting up soon. Like,
lots of
October, mid-October, we're having the new Blue Lock season, which I am obsessed with Blue Lock. If I could pull out a shirt right now that I got custom made of Asagi from the manga, like looking down at Kaiser, which is a name drop, but not a spoiler.
I know none of these names.
Okay, Asagi's the main character. Just learn
Okay.
that. Asagi's the main character. Batra is, in my opinion, the best character, at least in the show for right now. And then you have other emo boys. But yeah, I'm really excited for that next season. Some of the names for the new seasons of showing up, I'm kind of like, I can't even pronounce you partially. So like that time I got reincarnated as like the finest assassin. The second season of that I think is dropping soon too. Which like the first season was kind of weird. It's just like your standard isekai.
I feel like we've done a lot of isekai, like oversaturation of isekai in the last couple years.
I think it's different. Like I think it depends on the world they're setting up. If they're just doing another like he's overpowered after he died, I'm like basically that's the same thing with solo leveling.
Yeah,
solo leveling is basically an isekai, but it's kind of
but it keeps him in the same world.
I feel like that's an isekai that brings that world to you. Like there was another anime that did that too, but I can't have it on the top of my head.
I feel like it's just been oversaturated, and you have to have something so unique. You have to like reincarnate in another world as a vending machine.
Oh yeah, but that's just like the bit.
That seems funny. Like I could definitely watch like 2 episodes.
Well, like Bufuri is the one where she puts all of her stats into defense,
I watched
which is
that too.
also type of an isekai, and I think that is still
yeah, it is an
isekai is like the palate cleanser. Like it's the bland shit of all the stereotypes that you know are gonna show up.
I would say that it's not as much of an isekai as like Sword Art Online.
What?
Because in Sword Art Online, they're stuck in that game.
Yeah, but they also in Bufuri live in the game. I don't think there's any scenes with them outside of the game.
Yeah, but they do spend time outside of the game.
Oh wait, you're right. They kind of do that. Okay, so it would still be kind of an isekai.
It is kind of an isekai.
It's got the fantasy elements.
It's got the fantasy elements, but it's not like Sword Art Online where they're, at least for the first season, stuck in the game. Like, they can't leave. They're dead if they die. Yeah, and it's not like other isekais where it's, I need another world, and I'm fucked.
Yeah, also I feel like a lot of isekais don't go that route. They really go the route of being like, I'm gonna make this the best time ever. Like, the fun ones that are like, oh, that time I got reincarnated with my smartphone. Which is like,
okay,
crazy.
So many sus moments.
There is so many sus moments. I can't even remember that. I watched it like as it came out. But like, either way, you have ones like that. You have ones like Mushoku Tensei, which have like, are really bad, but like have a really good story in my opinion.
Or they're just like, they're fun.
Or they're just fun.
They're
nice
turn your brain off, have a nice time, watch cool colors.
I definitely will do that when it comes to isekai things.
Like my friend's been trying to make me watch.
That time I got reincarnated slime, peak isekai too.
I've seen the first
Overlord,
season.
Also peak
Overlord,
isekai.
I have not seen. I watched the abridged, like the YouTube.
I haven't seen the abridged. I've seen the abridged of AOT, and I've seen the abridged of SAO. I've seen the abridged of AOT, and I've seen the abridged of SAO. And that is because most things been coming out recently. Yeah. I am excited to see what's come out, but I really want to like get into the book stuff again. Because, like, I've been really reading. We have the new T-Bait. I'm reading that. I'm reading The Way of Kings. I'm reading the manga for D. Grayman, which is, like, an old anime. I think it aired in 2005 or 2008. And it, like, ended really abruptly. But the chapters come out, like, once a year. But it's so good. So I've been, like, trying to catch up on that, on manga, too. Like, I'm, like, buying them all because I'm a physical book owner. Like, I don't care. I don't even need to. If I listen to the audiobook, I will still buy the physical book as a placeholder. Because it's needed. I did the same thing with Red Rising, Golden Sun. I've seen the first trilogy of it. I'm not a big fan of the second one, but I'm giving it another shot soon after I finish The Way of Kings and the beginning after the end, Retribution. But yeah, on that note, actually,
Red
Rising talk. Okay, come on. I want your rating right now. Red Rising. We'll both give our ratings because I actually don't. Do you know my rating?
I have no idea what your rating is.
Okay. We're gonna do out of 5 with decimals.
Out of 5 with decimals. Okay.
Because I think I don't want to put it on a 10 scale because I don't like that. Okay. 3, 2, 1, 4.7. 4.3?
Yep. That's an 8.6 and.
No. You can't do the decimal thing because then it would be like a 9 out of. Like that's why I say 4.7. Because it's easily like a 9.
It's over a 9.
It's over a 9.
In my opinion, it's over an 8, but it's not quite a 9.
Oh, what would be a 9 to you?
I don't know.
Okay, see, so then what? There's nothing holding you back.
Except for the scene that I argue is terrible every single time.
Okay, marked the page that he's a problem with, and we're going to get to that. But first, we have to go spoiler-free.
Okay.
So I need you to tell me why this is actually like that rated. Because personally, I think it's great. It's like the Hunger Games had like a dystopian baby with sci-fi, and I think they did it fantastically. Like Brandon Pierce is awesome.
I really like the beginning with how they built him up, how they did all the
with EO and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, such a good character.
Yeah, and
the book fell, but
at least
actually, true. At least it wasn't the phone, and that is kind of symbolic that the book just fell. But that's fine.
Whatever. Yeah,
it's okay. I'm not saying it.
I really like how they did it. How they did the like. I can't go spoiler free, but does the
go spoiler free?
You can't go spoiler.
You can say names.
No, I'm
Darrow, Jackal,
whatever
Sabra,
the modifier guy was. All that modification stuff I really enjoyed.
Oh, the body modifiers?
Yeah.
Those are really interesting. So, like, in this world, everyone has a color assigned to them, and it's kind of like genetics. So, like, red's your bottom feeder, they're your miners, they're your poor folks.
They don't know anything. They think they're the only people there. Well, no,
No, they think, though, there are only... In this world, there are people mining for materials on Mars. And they think they're getting it ready for the world. That is the plot of it.
And that's the propaganda. They've been like... But it says in the beginning. In, like, the first, 5 pages, it's the propaganda that's the... You guys are the people.
Okay, you're right. They are the only ones on this planet, as what they think in the beginning.
Yeah. And it's the... You might not see the completion, but your family and your descendants will be the ones to live in this world.
Yeah, and they're, doing it all for them and stuff. Which is, a really interesting, kind of common dystopian, but, better than most dystopians, in my opinion. But it is really good in that sense. I love the introduction of characters. I think they do really well. Yeah. The martyr system, where they, what a martyr really is. The martyr in the story, amazing.
Yes.
I think the amount of information that the main character is given is just enough for you to come up with your own ideas of what's going to happen.
Yep.
And there's so many good twists and turns that I didn't see coming.
There's some points where I'm like, wait, huh?
There's some that you can be 2 pages before it happens. You're uh-oh. No, please
there was one of
don't
those
happen.
where I was like,
huh? Please don't happen. Please, we don't need this type of twist. Mm-hmm. And they gave it to us, and I was like, oh, come on. I didn't want this. I didn't want this or this.
Yeah.
And then the cascade of everything going terribly, normal for all books. So no, I give it a really good rating. I love the characters. I love the message. I love how the author tries to give you a really compelling story that doesn't relate really to the world we currently have.
There is no way that I can be I can see myself doing that. Everything is so with the class system, with how the
I could see it happening, but I mean current world. There's no politics from this that I can kind of be oh, I know that first from the news broadcast that I saw.
And there's no real big politics. Politics isn't a big thing in this book.
It's not really a big. It becomes a big thing.
Yeah,
but it's not really a big thing in the most part. It's very war driven.
I haven't read the second or third. I'm going to get on that. Honestly, probably next week.
Yeah.
Next weekend when I go home, I'm probably gonna knock that.
You bet. I don't think he will. I would bet money that he.
I'll get halfway through.
No, he won't.
Yeah, whatever. But it's a good book. There's that one thing is really just holding me back.
Is it really? Is it holding you back that
and
much?
Also
0.7.
It's holding me. The difference between ours is 0.4.
Yeah, but mine is only because there's so much stuff they could still build upon that I think if this was just a single story, the ending would be bad. So I'm rating this on a single.
Oh yeah.
If this was a one-shot book, I'd be yeah, are you kidding me? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I need more than this. I'm not happy with this. I need more. This story is so much more to it. I can't. It's not a one-book story. So it's not a full
It's a trilogy.
Yeah. So I maybe if I'm treating it as a trilogy, I'd probably bump it up to 4.9. I barely ever give 5 stars to anything. Even movies, I give most of my 5 stars to movies.
Okay.
But books are really rare.
Well, that's my thing. You have the concept of this is building up this thing. There are a lot of points in there where I'm this just is part of it, and I feel it'll call back to it in later iterations,
the Ares build up, or
just a lot of things that got built up that were didn't get really resolved towards the end.
Okay. So I think we are actually starting to
we're getting
spoiler
to
territory. So actually, I think we're going to mark it now. If you want to not be spoiled, at least Red Rising, because we're going to get better at this, I promise. then skip ahead.
We'll
hopefully
put a
have it
timestamp.
marked. Yeah, we'll hopefully have a timestamp for you. That depends on our editor. Who will hopefully have a good sense of humor for you guys on the other end making fun of us. But yeah, so we're entering spoiler territory of Red Rising. Okay,
Yes. Like
and
very end of the book.
Okay, yeah. Technically, spoiler territory. Do we want to start with your big hot take, or the things that like you think just don't get resolved well?
Let's go with the things I don't.
Okay, so I'll tell you what page that he's the biggest problem with once we get to it. But for now, I want to hear what you like just don't like about it. Like, what do you mean things don't get solved in the sense of like it's totally supposed to be the main plot of the story solved?
Well, that's the thing. It's not that it's supposed to be the main plot of the story. There's a lot of points where it's like, I know that the point of it is the inconsistencies, but there are so many points where I'm like, I feel like you could have done this different.
But like what? Like, give me an example. Besides his mental breakdown.
Okay.
Besides that. Good luck. Come on. Because this book is awesome.
Okay. So, one of the problems I have that is, it just like annoyed me during the reading. It made more sense once I got to the end, was the inconsistencies of when the med boss would interfere and when they wouldn't.
Well, that makes total sense.
That's not to me when I was first reading it.
Well, I don't need the further books to understand it.
I'm saying by the end of the book.
Like, yeah, it's like explained by Fitchner.
Yeah, that's the thing. At first, I was like, why is it doing this? I don't like how there's like, I can't tell if this is building off the like, oh, hopefully this character will survive and get taken by the medbots when they get into a fight, or like if they're trying to build that makes sense. But it's like, there are some people where it's like they're in the middle of a big scale war, and the medbots will come down and start picking people right at the end.
Yeah, so let's
take
pay
them back
because it's like a greedy society. That's
corrupt. That wasn't getting through to me at first. I was like,
so you're just slowing the uptake.
Yes, I was thinking of it in the way that Hunger Games is.
What do you mean the way?
With the like
Hunger
they
Games
die.
No,
they
yeah,
die. They
die.
die.
What are you talking about?
And
Little
like,
cannon goes off in the background. Living rule dead now. Wow, great. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't even get to see it.
But like this one, it's just like they talk about like the swarms of medbots bringing people up to the island.
Yeah, there's
for them to
hundreds
get
of
healed.
people here.
Yeah, and then there's points where it's like they're not coming; they're actively staying away from this field, which I get is because
no one in the Mars family,
no one cares about Mars. It's like I got that as I got further, but at first I was like, this just makes no sense. I don't get why people are dying and people aren't dying. Blech. But I get it at the end. So on my first like. Once I got like that far, I don't know. Probably like
once you got to page like 250.
That's when I was like, okay, this is making more sense with the whole. Wait a second, everything's corrupt kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess.
But for me, I just didn't like that. And then the other big thing is just the ending.
The ending when he's just like, "I'll bow to you, Augustus."
No,
your 268 complaint.
Whatever. I
just 268 or 368. 368, yeah. Page 368.
Other than that, the first big half of
with like Eo's death,
death up to
Eo's death made me cry. Like
I was sad. I was out of it that day. Like I was really out of it that day, and I still was.
I had to take a double take saying you were out of it that day.
I was really out of it.
Guess what that means?
No, I was I was sick that day.
Yeah,
and I was still like got sad. And when my brother, he got like halfway through. Mm-hmm. When he read that, I could see him tear up. Like I knew exactly what point. The minute
that like Dare was like, "I'll pull her body down, even if it means it's killing myself to bury her," like the place where we consummate our marriage and whatever. I was like, oh, "This is so sad."
It was so sad, and it was well written.
It was so well written. It was so sad. Well, like it's hard because I hate and love Eo as a character. Yes. Like Darrow is like just the spokesperson of Eo, especially in this first book.
Definitely.
And it's really hard because it's almost like, oh, he's not his own character. He's just like this witty, determined person who just is a blurb of someone else's. Be like, this is the goal. Like when he's in the cave with Mustang / Virginia Augustus, twin sister of Jackal.
Yeah, that's...
But it was definitely like, really like, oh, she's the one who could bridge the gap. Like, we want this. Like, I was just like, this isn't really what you want. Like, you're kind of just spitballing here. Yeah. And that's like kind of also why it doesn't hit for me, because he doesn't feel like his own character in the first book, which is why like a lot of people will say the second book is like the best book ever. Like you'll read it, I'll find out. But some people are really like, this is the book 2, Golden Sun, is the best book of the trilogy, is one of the best books they've ever read, and I'm honestly like, no, like I don't think it's that good. I think the twists are way more predictable in that book.
Oh yeah, the twists are not predictable.
This book, they're out of nowhere. The fact that Jackal would cut off his own hand came out of nowhere.
No,
Killed
I was-
Pac. I was like, no, I loved Pac.
I had to reread that section. I
I
this
also
was
reread that
after you
section.
called me.
Oh,
Like, when
was
we
it?
had that call when we first got in contact.
I
with
kept
Ansel.
hounding him to be like, "How's it been? Is it good? Like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts
So
on it?"
we had a whole like hour-long talk about moving for college, and after that, I sat down and read for like another half hour, and I was right at that point. I was right before that whole. Jackal was captured, but it was before the whole he cuts off his arm.
Yeah,
People
like,
die,
before and
jumps
they were
out
like,
the window,
and they were
jumps out
like
the window,
trying
yeah.
to sack the whole building.
Like that was
When they came out of the horse carcasses,
sick.
it was
loved how that
sickening and also sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's rumors right now that he's been working for years to try and get this adapted into like a TV series
Yeah.
at HBO level, and I'm like super here for it. Like Goal, bro, I wish I could be on that in that film. I don't care if I'm background. I don't care if I get murdered in the cells.
Yeah, like
It just would be so awesome to be part of such a story, but like it's gonna be so gross. Not like Red Wedding of Game of Thrones, which you know you don't get, but a lot of people know that and it's just trigger warned by that.
okay.
Yeah, not a good moment. It's the most graphic, I think, almost of the entire series. But either way, and we'll talk about that. But it's just really hard, I feel like, to get this across without someone being like completely
Yeah.
like it's not like fake enough. Like in the Beetlejuice trailer, we see him like actually spill his guts.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that
part of
looks
it.
fake. It's part of the humor. But like, if it's full blown seriousness and you're covered in blood and guts everywhere, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know The Boys is really graphic and dark
And
and a little but I don't know if it's that level.
Okay.
Like, I think plot wise,
I have a quick tangent. Some of my friends think that The Boys is peak fiction. That
What?
nothing is better than The Boys.
That's false.
So I disagree with them. I've watched some of The Boys. I've seen so many clips on YouTube.
I think The Boys is good, but I think it's nowhere near
It's not peak fiction.
peak fiction.
Anyways, that's my little tangent with the whole connecting with The Boys. They're like, it's the best cinematography I've ever seen. I'm like,
Cinematography?
it's a goddamn superhero but kind of evil show.
It's just a taking of characters from other things and making them evil.
Yeah.
Like Invisible Dude, a speedster that's like evil who goes through kind of a redemption-ish arc type of thingy mabob. I'm not following along. I kind of just get spoiled all the time for
Yeah,
it.
just random clips on YouTube.
I know he's kind of the president now,
Oh,
and then like one of the girls wants to be like lobotomized so she doesn't have to keep thinking, and I'm like, okay, crazy takes, but that's fine.
yeah. I don't know why they think it's that good.
No idea. But either way,
That scene was great. The cutting over the car, the cutting open the carcasses.
yes,
Like,
and when they ransacked.
It just shows you how much they prepared, how much they thought about this thing, and they created the little special units, which was really cool.
I do like the units, but like the Howlers being a unit, it's so just like, oh, you're totally like not this gold level.
No,
Because the Mars is supposed to be like the scoffing, like you just scoff at them.
they're
all
like,
the time,
oh, they're the violent guys. They just
They're
want
the vile
bloodshed.
which is like kind of true because
Yeah.
you have that whole I can't even remember his name.
Titus,
that one, who's like also a red
Which-
secretly,
yeah.
which was like also like shocking.
came
I was
out
like,
of nowhere.
I was like, damn, and then I was like, then I like reread parts of the book and I was like, damn, wait, that's like really good plot
Yeah.
point, and I didn't see it coming.
and that made me like rethink all the characters. Like, are they secretly Reds? And a lot of them, I was like, no,
but
I
they
couldn't
could
think
be.
but they could just be like Darrow, hiding it so well.
True. Also, like, is he hiding it that well? The amount of times this man almost let it slip.
Okay, almost let it slip, but he didn't.
I don't think you should let it slip once. Titus didn't let it slip until Darrow just like saw him and called it out. In which I was like, Darrow, you're probably on camera right now. You shouldn't.
Yeah,
have said that.
yeah.
Darrow let it slip.
He did let it slip there. Which I don't know, with all the corruption, with all the like amount of payments to all the different people, with how it turned out, I don't know why they didn't be like, that's a red, and just blow him up.
Because that would have caused like
Or-
two scenes. Also, I think Fitchner blocked it.
You're right.
I think
probably
he
did.
put like some like mask thing over it that made it so the cameras didn't work or
Yeah.
whatever in there. I kind of doubt it. Like that actually happened.
I feel like they really easily could have corrupted the audio, because that's what it was.
They definitely could. Because at the end of the book, they were
They were
corrupted audio so that no one saw that Daryl was killing the practitioner.
yeah.
or making them like get nude and bow down.
Yeah, that was weird, but it also was very symbolic.
It was symbolic because like they made him like strip his whole life away.
Yeah. Also, even if they did know, I feel like they would have been like, "Oh my, this is even like kind of a good point. If he dies, then he's dead."
Yeah,
it gives them something to fight against.
No spoiler for like the next book, but I was really hoping like the minute Darrow goes to Augustus and is like, "I will be your sword" or whatever at the end of the book, I was really hoping he was just gonna pull out a sword and just whing, head straight off.
Yeah,
I was like, please kill him.
No.
Like I don't want him around anymore.
Nope. The other one that like it took me a couple seconds before I was like, oh wait, this is like bad, was when they were two of his friends went missing for days, and they were like, I think they said he was like stuck in a canyon or something like that.
What?
When I don't know who it was. It was a guy and a girl were missing for a couple days.
Oh,
and they were like they found.
Oh my god! Oh, I know. I don't remember the names, but Roke was in love with this girl.
Yes,
and it was so sad. Poor Roke has the shittiest of luck out of like every character.
Every character.
Out of every real gold, I think he's one of the like he has it the worst, and I feel for him and can understand him so much in all of his points.
But in the page leading up to like the actual like,
I had no idea that was gonna happen.
Oh no, I was like, I started feeling sick. I was like, oh, something is so wrong.
No, because there's so much like sexual jokes going on. I was literally like, are they just living somewhere, or like did they go to another camp or something?
I knew that wasn't gonna happen. Like I knew something was wrong.
But I was like, oh, these two are missing. Like but so much has been going on. It reads like a movie.
It does.
And it reads like it should already be a TV or something. Like honestly,
it's going to get adapted really well. Hopefully,
it's not. It's probably not going to get adapted forever. Which I am kind of surprised because we're having new book series, like Among Serpents, which you don't know anything about, but it was made by I think it was a middle school teacher from Utah. And right after the first book dropped, like only 5 months later, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm already in talks for making a movie." And I'm like, "Bro, how? How does this, like, I've read part of it. I want to read more of it because it's also a first-person revenge story that has, like, floating islands and giant serpent hunting, which is, like, really cool. But I'm like, how did he already get something like this to be a film? But something like Red Rising that's probably made, like, millions of dollars in copy sales? I haven't.
It's probably because the author is being, like, strict on what he wants it to be like.
I don't know if he's going to be that strict about it. He just wants to see it accurately done. And I don't think anyone who wants to pick up this film would pick it up if they weren't a passionate fan of trying to make a story like this. I think the story might just be too intense for a lot of directors to have the funding to try and do.
And it is a very large scale.
But I feel like trying to make floating castles and floating islands and ships and serpent hunting and revenge story would also be a very expensive CGI based film.
This doesn't need that much CGI. The CGI is mostly needed.
The first book I don't think needs like any CGI. I think it would need a lot of the makeup. Because I think they should go for makeup over CGI for coloring of them.
So the thing is, I think there's going to be a lot of CGI in the making him a gold.
Yes.
Like, that scene is going to be, if it happens, it should be pretty gruesome.
No, I don't think it actually will.
It won't?
I don't think they would use a lot. I think they could use a lot of CGI, but I think they could also just use practical effects for a part. Because a lot of it we don't even see while reading it. We just hear this was happening. So if they were like outside of the room and you were just hearing the noises and all of that, I think that is clearly enough to tell you what's going on.
Well, it mentioned a lot of the like, I remember one point it mentioned when they took out his eyes and replaced them with new ones.
Yeah, so I think if they just give us a shot looking at his new eyes, and then next we get another canister full of his old eyes.
I mean, I guess that could work.
I think that's plenty. I think I want to see more of them training him for etiquette, because he was one of the highest scorers on it.
True.
And he was like, what, the 60th pick to be in Mars?
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on. He was so smart. And I get it. They want only the like branches that are going to give him a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I'm like, give us some good stuff. I want this. I want to hear more about him. He's such a good character. Yeah. And he's like really well written, even though he's like a blurb of EO. His own thoughts, actions, and his drive. It's just so like good to see.
Yeah.
But I think we've kind of talked about Red Rising a little too much for us right now. I think I want to hear more about Shadowslave, because tell us what Shadowslave even is first. Because I haven't read Shadowslave, and you are like massively a fan. and we'll see how we get from there.
Okay, so Shadow Slave is a web novel that's being released every 1 to 4 chapters every night is coming out, and my brother was trying to convince me to read it since beginning of May, and I caught up a week ago. So
yeah, didn't you say this was like number 1 ranked in the web novel app or whatever?
Okay, on web novel, it's ranked number 1 in a lot of like the teen adventure, like that kind of style of stuff. Romance, just because it has the tag and it's really popular, even though
according to what you said, it should not have that tag at all. It's
okay,
like right now you said it's showing up.
It should not have the tag. There's some like light romance stuff in the first couple, like the first 100 or so chapters. Okay, chapters are really short. They're like 3 pages. We're at over 1860 right now.
Okay.
I read 1840, so I read from chapter 1 to 1840 since May. So I caught up on that because my brother was like, "You've got to read it. It's really good." He claims it's peak fiction. I think it is really good. I don't think it's peak fiction.
I feel like it's just written like a light novel. It's
a really
easy
good
read and has
light novel.
Probably a bunch of.
It has a couple of plot holes, especially I can't really spoil everything. But where I'm at now, after like, I don't know, in this early 1700s, a big plot hole comes into play, and then once you get to 1800, that's where romance finally shows up, and it's really funny seeing the romance because of one of the powers the guys gets, and how he's trying to keep up with so many different things at once. Anyways, plot point. The main thing of the story. They're in a world where, you know, the classic manhwa tower thing where there's gates. There are monsters flowing through the world.
Solo leveling ripoff.
Oh, whatever. Think solo leveling with the gates, but not as prominent. And what happens is once you turn 14, so from the ages of like 14 to 18, you can get infected with the nightmare spell. And it's called the nightmare spell.
How do you get infected with a spell?
It's not really explained. It's explained.
It's not explained.
It's not explained how the general masses get it, but it's explained how like the prominent members of the great clans get it.
Okay.
Anyways, and you basically, the spell makes you get tireder and tireder, and once you fall asleep, more and more tired, you get transported, and you have to complete basically a mini mission. And it's once you get this, you get a attribute and a flaw. An attribute can be anything like you have a high affinity to shadows, so you can like teleport between shadows, or you have an affinity to flames, so you can shoot flames, or it's you can fly. And the flaws are stuff like you can't lie, you're blind, using your powers hurts, that kind of thing. So
it sounds like One Piece flaws when you're like, yeah, I got awesome epic powers. You want to be a pirate? You can't swim.
So
also, water hates you.
One of my favorites doesn't seem like a flaw, and his flaw is he can tell if someone is lying to him.
I feel like that kind of is a flaw.
And
that would kind of suck.
It explains the flaw and how much it sucks for him, because he's like a pop star. When he was before the whole thing happened,
when he was 14.
He was the pop star. He was like
the Justin Bieber type of child.
It was him and one of his other two. They were a duo. They were like most popular singers in the world, and then he disappears.
Oh wow.
Anyways, after that, once the winter solstice comes around, once you've completed your first nightmare, if you survive it, if you die, you turn into a monster and people have to kill you.
I like you're like blah blah blah. They die.
It doesn't matter.
I'd be like, wow, that seems like a really good part of the story that you literally just didn't care about. Wow,
I didn't
untouched plot.
Well, spoiler alert: the main character doesn't die during their first nightmare.
Oh wow, what a shock!
Anyway.
1,860 chapters in, and you didn't know that.
After that, once you get out, the next time the winter solstice rolls around, all the people that have completed their first nightmare are chucked into this place called the Nightmare Realm. It's a parallel world, kind of, and you have to find a citadel in order to leave. And you get your powers evolve after that. And I'm just going to go for that. The main character, he spends, I think, a month in the academy learning how to survive in the wild. And then he ends up in a place where no one has escaped from. It is, hey, for 30 years, anyone that's been in here is basically screwed. No one has escaped this section. It's called the Forgotten Shore. No one has escaped.
And just drift along out of there.
It's got monsters that are more powerful than the general areas, and there are no human settlements there. So if you happen to be like have regular luck and be like, I'm in the wild here, I am 20 miles away from a big human city, I can go there, I'm free, I get good powers. They just get bad luck, and they're literally separated by one of the most dangerous areas in this world. And they're like, oh shit, we gotta somehow find a way to leave.
Okay.
And I find it really interesting. The power system is great. You start off with your one power, then when you beat, what's it called? You're a dreamer, which is what it's called because, you've completed a nightmare. Then once you make it out of the realm, you become a awakened. You get stronger powers. At a master, you can transport between the human realm and the nightmare realm at will.
Okay.
And at saint, once you complete your third nightmare, it hasn't really gone past there. But saint, you can bring other people and items back and forth between it, and you get a transformation ability. That could be you become a giant, what's it called? Blue whale, which is one of my favorite characters. You can become a flock of crows, or you could just be a giant version of yourself.
So when you're a flock of crows, do you control each of these as single brain, or are you multiple personalities in each crow, or what do you mean multiple crows?
A flock of crows, a murder of crows is what they call it.
Murder of crows.
So
wow, okay.
I think it said over 1,000. So this guy, his transformation ability is turn into 1,000 crows and control them.
You better be able to fly and find a lot of jewelry to shoot back
so
over.
that guy is one of the government saints. And that's the thing, is he's trying to, at first it's just, I need to survive. And then after that point, he meets this girl Nephis, and her whole thing is, I want to basically beat the spell. I want to complete every nightmare so that no one else has to do it.
Okay.
And so he's like, I agree with you, let's go do that. And he's basically the dichotomy of, I want to get stronger and help this lady, and I just want to live a normal life. I've been an outcast my life. I want to just sit back, chill, maybe run a shop, maybe run a restaurant. And then he just keeps being put into these, oh shit, I have to fight monsters.
Okay, that sounds great. But what was going on with this news chapter? You were like, this guy's popping off on everyone.
One of my favorite kind of sometimes friends, sometimes enemy characters has a broken ability where he can basically have a soul battle with you if he sees into your eyes. And at first it's like I see you. It's I looked in the mirror. My gaze is locked into that mirror so that when you come by, I can see you through that mirror and go into your soul. Have a duel. And if he wins, you die.
Can you just have a Glock in this mirror?
A Glock?
Yeah.
Like a pistol to shoot the mirror?
Yeah,
that's what they do, is they try to keep mirrors as far away from this guy as possible.
Okay.
Because he can jump through any reflective surface.
Well, in your brain, can you just have a gun?
Well, some people's souls are more protected than others. Like, the Flame Girl, her inner soul is just a sea of flames.
So basically, Rengoku.
Yeah, so if this guy tried to hop into Rengoku's, he would be smited instantly.
Poor man.
But if he hopped into regular dude, he could take over their body and pretend to be them, and he gains their powers using that body.
Okay, that's actually kind of sick.
And at the point he's at now, he's gotten a little more powerful. But he can only use one body at a time.
Okay.
So he's pretending to be you right now, and he goes, okay, I've taken over this body of this other guy. He has to go and jump into the mirror and switch into the other body.
I'm sorry, if he's trying to fight me in the soul, I alone am the honored one. Good freaking luck. I'm beating your ass.
Yeah, but he's just a really manipulative character.
Okay.
And I just love his character art. He is going crazy in the most recent chapters. In the last 10 chapters, he's single-handedly breaking the power balance of this world.
Wait, what?
I can't explain more.
Breaking the power. Get into spoilers. Come on, man.
No, I'm not spoiling.
I'm not reading this series unless you beat me in a game.
I'm going to make you read it. Anyway,
I'm not going to make you read it.
They're
it's too long.
Spoilers for 1800 plus. There are these things called the 3 great clans. There's Clan Valor, Clan Song, and Clan Night. These are the big. These guys have a lot of saints. They have a lot of the powerful people. They're in charge of keeping the Nightmare Realm habitable. And this guy single-handedly wiped Night off the map. single-handedly, they
How
have
many people are in these clans?
thousands.
How does he wipe them out at night? I'd
So
get pretty tired if I was trying to jump into people's brains
so
every
they
night.
so Knight has their citadel, their like anchor point is a living ship that floats around on the water.
Okay.
And he jumped into the mind of one of the saints, beat them in a soul duel, and is taking the body of a powerful saint and is just hopping until he got all the saints, and goes, okay, I'm really powerful now. He's gone through the third nightmare. His transformation ability is I can have as many of those people controlling at the same time. And so he single-handedly took 18 of the 24 saints in the House Knight and just massacred everybody. And has taken this entire clan and given it to a different one to give them so much more power in a war. So he's single-handedly breaking the power balance.
Okay, never mind. I guess he is popping off a little bit.
And so me and my brother are just shooting texts back and forth like, holy shit, I hope my favorite character from this clan's not dead. But like, oh my god, he's like in the clan now, this is weird. And then the next chapter is, he's really popping off. And the last chapter is, oh shit, he single-handedly wiped that great clan that's existed for, I think, like 50 years off the map. And it's just like, okay, so I thought these people had a lot more power, now they're screwed. So
that was just like where it left off for you in the last chapter?
No, the last chapter is the other groom, the other people, Valor. They send one saint, his twin sister, to go, hey, go fight him.
Just what?
Yeah. And she's like, what do you can I bring some of the other saints? He's like,
No.
We need them to be on the front lines. Go find some other saints. There's like not that many saints in the world.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
This poor twin sister is just gonna get murked. Unless he's like one of that emotional epiphany things.
No. She's gonna get murked. I don't. She's a decent character, but I don't think she's surviving this.
It's okay. We'll hear about it next time at least, right?
Yeah.
Like if she actually dies or not.
New chapter probably drop.
Yeah, they drop a lot a day too.
Yeah, they drop.
But it's also like 3 pages, so like it's his full life.
It's between 3 and 12 pages basically a day, and
that's not too bad.
It's good. I love it, and they're at the whole like crazy war that might end humanity arc, and it's like
seems like it's coming to an end almost actually.
So really funny. About 80 chapters ago, he said, "I'm about halfway done."
Halfway.
So this is gonna have like
never mind
30. Not 30,
3,600
chapters, yeah.
That's that. I can't be like, no, I hate that, because I love One Piece.
One Piece is a lot.
But I'm like, oh, that's just so much to just like try and get yourself to even start.
Yeah.
But that's fine. So, either way, you did have some homework as in to come up with a game. Yes. So what do you got?
Okay, so, honestly, there are not many games where I was like, oh, we could play Smash. No, wait, you'd absolutely clap me.
What? No, I wouldn't. Not me that's been playing for like 7 years.
He just was like, oh, when we were playing like 2v1 against him, and he would go, oh, I don't really know how to play this character, and he'd still wipe the floor with us.
Yeah, but one of you was a first timer, and the other one was you. And you took a couple of my lives?
A couple, but you still wipe the floor with us.
Yeah, I always play stock without items. If you use items, you're clutching on items.
Yeah, no, don't use items, just fight like a real man.
Whoa.
Or woman, or anybody, really.
Or anything. Excuse you.
Whatever.
I am sorry for him, people. I can't believe he just said that.
Don't use items or you suck. End of story.
Okay, that's kind of fair. Honestly, I kind of agree with that. I hate items. Okay. Unless you're playing against level 9s and, like, a lot of them.
I wanted to do, like, Uno or something, but we don't have that.
We don't have any cards.
So we have cards. So...
I gotta find cards. What are we playing with cards? Go Fish?
Blackjack.
No, we're not.
Why?
Why don't we just rock, paper, scissors for the first one?
Okay, rock, paper... Okay.
We're playing rock, paper, scissors for the first one.
Best of three,
okay? I want to pull a no game, no life thing right now and be like, I'm only gonna play... No,
that they also do that in Hunter. The whole... in the middle
no, because it's going to just like, Jun, Ken, Rook! And like, no, that's...
No, with the, what's it, Hunter?
Hunter does have rock, paper, scissors.
With the prison stuff.
What are you talking about?
Am I going crazy?
I think he's going crazy. Unless I'm
with the guy that has the... No, it is Hunter.
Okay, what are you
It's rock, paper, scissors, and they have, like, higher and higher stakes.
Oh, you mean Leorio's thing.
Yeah.
With the girl, because he just wanted to... Good point of pulling out the guy who just wanted a girl's trip who was in prison for life sentence. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Rock, paper, scissors. Best 2 out of 3. I kind of don't want to show them. They can find out. No, because I'm not cheating, I promise. But I really want to win. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, that's one
I
for
almost switched to scissors.
Paper beats rock. Let's
No,
go.
well, okay, I put Spock in this game. We're
No,
playing the
we're
Big
not.
Bang Theory. No,
No, we're not. That's
Lizard beats Spock. Okay,
Gun beats everything.
Gun does not beat everything. I think Gun loses to Rock or something.
Gun does lose to rock.
Okay, either way. Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Fuck!
Oh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?
That's 2 out of 3. Well,
God damn it!
well, shit.
Oh, what are you making me do? I'm not watching the B movie.
No, okay, that was like 90% a joke. He said he'd never watch the B movie, and I know he'd be like, this movie sucks, I hate it.
Does. I have the same opinion with Shrek. I hate Shrek.
We can debate on that later. Anyways,
yeah, sure.
that was
Brilliant.
a joke, kind of. Kind of. Like, 99% joke. If I run out of ideas, I
Swear to God, I'm gonna put you in a maid outfit if you try to give me the B movie.
I don't think I'd look good in a
Halloween special, people. Get ready. If I
You know,
kick
maid
his
outfit?
butt, I'll make you.
Okay. Well.
Come on, give me something. Give me something to shoot at. Come on.
Hmm.
Why is he thinking so long about this? I had like a lineup prepared. Be like, he could read this, watch this, and here he is. He's like, I didn't expect this to happen.
I honestly didn't expect to win.
I didn't want rock paper scissors. I want a skill game.
Yeah, and even with this game, I thought I was gonna lose.
Why?
Like,
You won
going up to the-
every time.
I know. I came up to this like I'm gonna lose, and I went. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lose both of them.
Best
Okay,
3
wait,
out of
I
5.
won?
Yeah, I
No,
know. Damn. I do have terrible luck when it comes to a lot of things.
Okay, I must say that I was yapping about Shadow Slave a lot, so we're gonna have you
No.
read. Yep.
Fine. First 10 chapters. How many? Because I don't know how long the first 10 are.
I forget. I think I said I want. Oh no, that's
I want you to read the first 200 chapters.
no. I think end of first nightmare would be a good way to end, but I don't know how long.
I swear to God, if that's really far in, I'm gonna say no.
So,
But either way, it's my punish. He did win the game. I will get back to you guys next week about my thoughts on Shadow Slave.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's okay. But I feel like I'm just gonna be like, this is shit.
okay. The first bit isn't that good. Like, it's good, but it's not peak.
Okay,
not
but I feel
great.
like that's a lot of stories, so
That
I'm
is
fine
a lot
with
of
that.
stories.
Either way, I'll get back to you. I'm just gonna say this again. We are definitely gonna be upgrading things, get a better wall art, hopefully get this table a little upgraded. If there's anything wrong with our audio quality, or you want us to talk about anything specific that you guys like,
Please
drop a
let us
comment.
know.
Yeah, drop a comment for us. Please subscribe if you could. We're definitely up and coming, but we're gonna try and be as regular as possible with updates for
Yes,
you.
especially once the animes are getting released.
Oh yeah, totally.
We are going to yap so much about them.
I'm gonna yap so much about them.
He's a bigger yapper.
I am a bigger yapper, and I will live and die by that, because my yaps at least are better. And they make sense, and I got good opinions, so I'm okay with it.
His yaps are about facts. Mine are about passion.
You're what incorrect, my Goodman. I'm gonna pull from this book, my Goodman. This is not it. Will not take that from you. I have passion in all my talks.
Yes, but mine are more like, I don't care about the facts. I dislike this part, or I love this part.
That's true. He kind of is like that. But either way, whatever you want to see, let us know. We're going to try and be as regular as possible. We'll be doing updates all the time, so try and keep up. Subscribe if you can. If you want to leave a comment, leave a like. Everything helps us out, especially in the beginning.
Especially in the beginning. We need the algorithm to recognize that we're human. Please help.
We are not robots, I promise. We don't even have a robot voice changer option.
No, we don't.
But, as always, thank you for joining us for this podcast, and
We'll
hope
see you next
listen
time.
to us. Yeah, see you next time.
Out.